everyone! I wanted to get together and make this video for you guys so you guys can make your own at home by watching the video and taking your time. So I'm just showing you the first one that we created tonight, which was this one with the double half hitch knots. So I'll show you guys real slow on each side how you do it and how to do the lark's head to attach your macrame cord. I'm using it on a piece of driftwood. You might have your cinnamon stick, driftwood, a dowel rod, a stick, whatever you want to find that's nice and straight you can use. So I also use 3mm cord. 3mm cord that I get from Amazon, and I posted a link on our group page already. It's single strand. You can also find like 3-ply, which is like got a more of a twist to it. You can use that, but you're just not going to get that fringe like here when you get the 3-ply. So you want to find a single strand cord. So let's get started. Your cord you want to cut. You want to create 5 strands that are 3 feet long. And so what I do for my strands is I take it from one shoulder and take it the opposite hand all the way to my tippy fingers. All right, and that's going to be 3 feet. Typically, if you work with fabrics or any kind of fiber arts, a lot of people will just measure their 3 feet that way. Everybody's typically the same width or whatnot. So how you attach it is we're going to go ahead and put the 2 tips together. Okay. That helps us find where our middle is. And that's where we're going to start with our lark's head knot. We're just going to tuck that behind our rod that we're using. And then you take your little tail ends and you put it through that loop that you see there. Like so. All right. And so the first step that we do is we're going to find our lead, which typically is the farthest one on the edge to make the V. Okay. So this is going to be my lead. And these ones I'm going to make the knots with. And I'm only going to go and make the knots to this point. And then we'll make another row of knots on this side using this way. So how you start it, you're going to do your double half hitch knot. And this is the lead, so this is where all my knots are going to be created. So it's going to go over the middle like so. So I have an X happening here, where this is over top of the one I'm making the knot with, and my lead goes over top of the others. I'm going to make a 4, like that. And underneath where this X is where this cord will go. Like so, and then I pull. And you want to pull it kind of tight. And you still kind of have like an angle happening because we want to make a V. Okay, so my lead is still going in a V shape. And then we go ahead and we make that 4 again because we don't have to worry about crossing it over because my knot string is already over here. So I make my 4 and I tuck it under like that, and then I pull it tight. I pull the one that went under through the hole, and I pull that one tight. So it's nice and tight there. Now I'm going to show you without all these strings behind it, just so in case you guys are like, I'm still not getting it. Okay. So this one that we just made the knots with, we're not going to worry about that one either. It's going away. So the lead, which is the one that you created the knots on here, you can see that there, goes over top of the next strand, making an X. So that makes sure that your knot strand is on the left side. And we make that 4 happen. Make mine a little smaller so you can see it on the screen. We make that 4 happen, and we just take the tip here of our 4, and it goes underneath in that circle. And then you pull it tight. Okay? So we take this strand and we just pull up. And you want to pull it nice and tight so it sits right next to it. Okay, so it's sitting there very comfortably. And then we create it again. So we're going to make that little 4. We have a tail of the 4, or the tip of the 4 over here, and it goes right underneath. Like that, and then we pull. And we do that, we do this knot, let me double check. We do that knot 2 more times. Okay, so I'm just going to do it kind of fast, so if you need to slow it down for yourself, you can. You just rewind the video and start over again, because it's the same knot over and over again. And you want to make sure with each strand of knots that you're doing a double with them, because if you don't do a double, then you're going a single knot, and it'll turn out differently. But see how I'm kind of slowing down when that knot comes together, and I'm just making sure it's right snug next to that one. And again. Okay, so that completed that side. Now we're going to create another a diagonal on the other side. So this one comes tricky sometimes for people. I think it varies if you're right-handed or left-handed too, so it's okay if one side looks a little bit different. It just comes with practice on how to do it. So I'm just making sure these are out of my way for now. So I put my lead, which is the one furthest to the right, I put it over top where it creates an X here. And I make a backwards 4, or a backwards loop. It's going on the other side. Okay, and it flips over my lead because my lead is now going from right to left. Okay, and it just tucks right underneath. So it's under the lead, we make a little loop, we go over the lead and then back under the lead. And we pull. Ta-da! Then we do it again. We go under. We pull. If you haven't gotten the knot, feel free to rewind the video and start over again. You can stop and go as much as you want. I'm just going to go ahead and go through so I can show you all the steps, and it's not like this big 20-minute video. My Christmas music stopped for y'all, so I'll try to start that back here. See how I kind of pulled that one a little too tight and it's kind of curving up now? So I just kind of move that knot down so it's more even. Actually, I created 3, that's why that happened. Let me undo that one. Oh no. Well, I just undid it so I can make it more even. Pull to the top. One more with this one. Now I'm starting a whole new knot. So I go 1 and 2. All right, and then we have this V happening. We just need to close it off. So we're taking our old lead and it becomes a knot. And we just keep going with the double half hitch knot. And now our V is closed. So in order to make another V underneath there, because we want to make it double, we're going to make the lead happen on this side. And it's going to go across this way. Same on this other side. Okay? So I'm going to start back up that Christmas music. And keep going. And like I was telling you guys earlier, all knots when it comes to macrame is a 1 and then a 2. So you kind of learn that pattern. Like, you know, music is in 4s, macrame's in 2s. So it's so funny when my husband interrupts me and I'm like, wait, I have to finish this knot and then I can answer your question. Let me finish the knot all the way through. Okay, so I reached to the middle. You should do at least 4 strands of string on each one of your layers. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and create one on this side. And one side is going to be longer than the other too. It's going to be 5 strands instead of 4 because we have an uneven number of knots. And then we just finish it off with that other lead. So we have a nice closed V. Voila. Okay, and then what I do is I'm just going to take my scissors. I'm going to take this Seiko card that I have. Well, it's a little too thick, huh? But I'll just make my fringe really long, and then I know it's nice and even on both sides when I go to brush it out. Because my scissors are not the number 1 scissors to be using. And I take it on this side. Make it nice and even so then it's nice and straight. Oops. This one I always have a harder time cutting. There we go. And then I brush it out with a thick tool comb, like a more spaced out one, or I use a like dog brush. Mine's got a lot of orange happening here, but I use it and I brush it out. And that's what creates a nice fringed finish. So I hope you guys are able to create more. Definitely let me see if you guys do. I want to see some pictures. You can tag me on Instagram or find me on Facebook and just friend me. It does not bother me. And so yeah, then we have that nice creation. And what I do, since I have some of this extra, I just pull my strand apart since it is single strand, and I'll just tie it in a knot, and then I have a nice string to put my macrame on the tree with. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will be making another one for y'all. Have a great night. Merry Christmas.